One of the biggest bottlenecks that all of my clients have faced prior to getting in contact with me is suffering from nice guy syndrome. Elias, Carl, and Eric, just to name a few, suffered from being the nice guy that was walked all over by women. And I've been that nice guy myself, don't get me wrong. I understand how frustrating it is. Have you ever busted your ass trying to be Mr. Perfect, just giving compliments all the time, doing all these favors, buying a girl whatever she wants, just to try to impress her, just to try to attract her to you? And then it's all done in vain because she still goes after that cocky douchebag guy. Today I'm going to be explaining why being the nice guy just simply isn't enough in big 2025 and how to go from being the nice guy that is overlooked by women to being the not nice guy that women actually want to chase. And these are the same 10 strategies that I've given my clients that have allowed them to go from 0 dates with any girls constantly ghosting them all the time, to having so many dates scheduled that they don't even know how to fit them into their schedule. Strategy number 1 is to escape the fake nice trap. Most nice guys are actually playing a role. They're almost part of a play. They're acting extremely nice and polite just to subconsciously bribe women for attention or for validation. The issue that's often overlooked here is that women are very emotionally receptive. They can pick up on this hidden agenda, and a lot of the time this is what causes them to shut down. The ironclad rule that you need to keep in your mind is to never do favors just to earn attraction. Instead, lead from a place of just authentic intention. No forced politeness, no hidden agenda, and no hidden motives. You want to notice her, but don't grovel for her approval. Acting extremely nice for years and years and years locks you into a social contract frequency. This is essentially a low frequency which causes you to conform with basically everything you do just for external validation. And the only way to actually break free of this frequency is to override it entirely. Refuse the need to grovel for approval. Instead of basing your emotions, your mental state off of the things that you do to others and the feedback that you get back, you need to base it off of the things you do for yourself, how you feel about yourself. You need to adapt a self-determined frequency. Never look for that external validation from others, only look for internal validation, and ironically, you're actually going to get that external validation. So for example, let's say a girl you're talking to says something or does something that you don't agree to, but you trying to be nice, you don't say anything, you don't stand up for yourself. You need to understand that you're reinforcing that social contract frequency. Your brain recognizes the pattern of you conforming and then you getting love. You conforming and then you get love. So because we all subconsciously crave love, you're gonna keep conforming. The issue is that women can sense that you need that external love, so you're gonna keep doing whatever you need to do to get it from her. And you almost can't blame that girl for walking all over you because you've simply made it too easy for her to get whatever she wants out of you. True attraction comes when you're unapologetically you. No fluff, no seeking external validation. The second strategy, which is extremely important, is becoming outcome independent. Nice guys are typically extremely outcome dependent. Oh my god, is she gonna text me back? Yes, I need her to text me back. That's all that matters. I need to see that text back. Is she gonna go on that date with me? I need her to go on that date with me. Nice guys really only care about the outputs that they're getting. They don't give a shit about the inputs they're actually putting in. And this causes nice guys to beg for a specific result, begging for a text back, begging for that date. But the not nice guys will play from abundance. They won't place all their importance on the outcome itself. They'll place more importance on the inputs they're putting in to get those outcomes. So the not nice guy move here is to detach from the outcome entirely. You don't need her to validate your life. You don't need her to confirm some belief that you have about yourself. If she accepts whatever you're offering, that's cool. If she refuses whatever you're offering, that's also cool. And this isn't just a tangible attitude, this is a spiritual frequency. When you lock into outcomes and you only care about outcomes, you operate from a frequency of guilt and fear. To be the not nice guy that women actually want, you need to override that by realizing that your energy is going to create your reality. Ironically, since nice guys operate from this energy of fear, that fear that they feel often actually manifests into reality. That fear of not getting a text back, that fear of not having that date go well, more often than not actually manifests. Ironically, the less that you care about the outcome, more often than not, the outcome is actually going to be better. So the next time you're anxious about some kind of dating related outcome, just remember that whether it's a yes or it's a no, nothing really changes. dangerous. And a vast majority of the time, that outcome isn't even in your control. So why should you care? And when you can truly detach from outcomes and feel this shift that I'm talking about, you will see that you'll be one step closer to being that not nice guy that women are magnetized to. Strategy number 3 is to deploy gentle disapproval. Guys that are overly agreeable or overly submissive generally just repel women. You have to understand that tension creates interest. Teasing and playful pushback actually creates this tension. It shows you're not a follower. It shows that you don't have a fear of losing her or losing whatever outcome it is. Because as a not nice guy, innately you know that you can't lose something that you never had. So don't validate every statement that she has just to try to slide your way in, just to try to get in the door. Because even though you may think that's what women want, this is not actually the truth. If you feel like doing it, then lightly challenge her, poke holes in her statements. You have to understand that constant agreement puts you at a conformity frequency. You're conforming just to be like everyone else. And what happens when you conform and you're actually just like everyone else? You don't stand out. And that's what actually causes you to feel invisible. By even just disagreeing in a playful way a little bit in every interaction, you're disrupting that low frequency loop. You signal to her subconsciously, this guy is not actually a slave to social norms. He's doing whatever he wants. So for example, if I'm walking with a girl and she trips, I can be like, oh my God, you're so clumsy. I don't even want to go anywhere with you. I'm embarrassed to be seen with you right now. And if I'm delivering this with like a smirk or a little bit of a smile, it's obviously a joke. So I'm not being cruel just to be cruel, but I am breaking the pattern. And this pattern interrupts signals that I'm not conforming to what every other guy would do in that situation. Strategy number 4, don't take her too seriously. Nice guys pedestalize women and put them on this massive pedestal. But when you treat someone like a goddess, inevitably you're going to shrink yourself. The not nice guy move that you can make here is to treat her as an equal. It's not that I want to belittle her and put myself necessarily on a pedestal, but I want her to be on the same level with me. So for example, in a lot of my interactions with women, I tell them that they need to buy me dinner first. And I'm obviously teasing and joking, but this subconsciously signals that you're not above me. We're on the same level. You need to understand innately that pedestalization is a self-diminishing frequency. But by refusing to put her on this insane pedestal, you maintain the same level. You maintain your inner sovereignty, which is a state where you're not beholden to her judgments. And the way you can really internalize this is just realize that she's a human being as well. She shits, she farts just like you. The same reason why I don't understand why people will put celebrities on this massive pedestal. We're all human beings at the end of the day. So no matter how attractive that girl is, you need to look at her at an equal level with you. And the reason why this way of thinking works so well is because she subconsciously realizes that you're not in her realm of control. The most attractive girls are used to just controlling men and getting men to do essentially whatever they want just because of their looks. But if you can disconnect yourself from that frequency entirely and look at her at an equal level with you, you're gonna stand out massively. Strategy number 5, which I've alluded to before, is assuming attraction. Nice guys are typically gonna have a fully open schedule and ask girls, for example, do you want to get drinks? As a not nice guy, what you can do is split this into binary decisions. So for example, do you prefer drinks or would you prefer coffee? Okay, you prefer drinks, so does Wednesday or does Friday work better for you? Okay, Friday works better, so I'm gonna pick you up at this time and let's get drinks on Friday. You don't need to copy this word for word, but this is the general mindset that you want to have. Assume that she already wants to go on a date with you. You're not trying to force her to go on that date. You're not trying to convince her because she's already convinced. When you treat scheduling dates and just texting women in general like this, you broadcast a frequency of certainty. And when you broadcast this frequency of certainty, she's thinking, this guy is so certain that I'm gonna go on a date with him. And this triggers a pre-selection impulse that's in her subconscious. If he's this certain, he must have a lot of experience. A lot of girls must have been interested on going on dates with him. You need to act as if that desire you want is already yours. And by speaking with this kind of assumption that you already have what you want, ironically, you're actually going to get that outcome that you want. Strategy number 6, lead with direction and logistics. Nice guys will often ask a bunch of open-ended questions. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What day works for you? What time works the best for you? But the not nice guy move that all women are subconsciously looking for is being the man with the plan. You're into doing this thing, I'm gonna meet you at this time in this place. You need to carry the weight of planning. This tells not only the girl, but the universe itself that you know exactly what you're doing. There's no ambiguity with this date. There's no ambiguity with logistics. You know exactly what you're doing, and that's how you're gonna get what you want. And going back to point number 2, this takes the focus away from the outcome itself and from being in a passive expectation state. Instead, you're solely focused on the input, which is just planning the date date instead of having the girl plan it herself. Strategy number 7, which is extremely important, is to grant validation instead of seeking it yourself. Nice guys will always ask, oh, do I look good today? Am I funny today? Am I doing the right thing? And that's the needy energy that again is going to repel women further and further away. Ironically, the not nice guy move is to give validation without expecting anything at all in return. So you can give her a genuine compliment. You can tell her what you're thinking, but don't expect anything in return. Because why would you need it? Why would you need external validation if you have enough internal validation? If you know you're the man, you need to flip into being the giver instead of the desperate taker. Obeying others just to receive love will make sure that that love never gets to you. You'll never get what you want. But if you genuinely learn how to be a giver, you're gonna break free of this entirely. And the giving mindset is that you decide your own worth. You don't need anyone else to decide it for you. And you're free to give validation to anyone because you have a surplus of emotions to give. You don't need any validation from anyone else. You have enough. You're a full cup already. You're no longer enslaved by other people's opinions on you, which shouldn't matter in the first place. Strategy number 8, you need to speak in statements and not questions. Obviously, when you're building rapport and you're getting to know someone, you want to ask them questions. You want to find out more about them. You want to approach it from a genuinely curious frame. But when it comes to direction, when it comes to planning a date, when it comes to planning the next step, you don't want to ask questions, you want to make statements. This is one of the reasons why nice guys fail so hard in dating, is because they just ask questions for everything. When you state rather than ask, you operate from an I already create my own reality frequency. You're not begging the universe or that girl for permission each time, you're asserting the future as if it's already done. And that kind of energy, again, is extremely magnetic, and this is what women mean when they say that they like men that can take charge. Strategy number 9, never filter yourself. So I used to be the same way, but all nice guys in general, you can never just state your opinion as is. You can never just do what you want. You can never just say what you want. You're always going to avoid ruffling feathers because you don't want to create confrontation. And more likely than not, you'll do anything in your power to avoid that confrontation yourself. But you need to understand that this signals that you're a pussy, first of all, but it also signals inauthenticity. So the not nice guy move here is to speak from your gut. Just say it. As a nice guy, you're probably not going to push it too far. If anything, you're not pushing it far enough. So don't fear pushing it too far. Fear not pushing it far enough. If you're thinking something, just say it. And if that does ruffle feathers with the girl, calibrate back a bit. But don't be afraid to push things too far if you genuinely have an opinion about something. Because that raw, unfiltered thing that you say that you genuinely mean signals authenticity. And that is what women want. You need to understand that over-filtering your words or what you do is a fear-based frequency. You have a fear of being perceived as a bad person or a mean person, which probably comes from your childhood and being rewarded for being a good boy. But you need to break out of that frequency if you want to achieve the dating life that you truly deserve. You need to understand that no amount of nice deeds is ultimately going to get you that dating life that you want. For example, if I took a toddler and I threw him on the road and I ran over him with my car, he would die. There's no force of nature that's going to stop my car from running him over. There's no energy that's going to stop me from killing that kid. And this is why I'm saying that no amount of good things is necessarily going to get you what you want. The world doesn't respect nice guys, and neither do women. So you need to disconnect from your idea of karmic retribution entirely. Do what you want to do, but don't be nice just because you're expecting that niceness back from other people, especially when it comes to women. Because no amount of niceness is going to win that girl over. She could care less. It's your conviction that matters above all. Strategy 10 is to embrace the fact that this is a numbers game. If you treat every approach as the one, you're ultimately going to freeze in perfectionism. The not nice guy move here is to approach with volume. Not every woman is going to bite, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's 4 billion women on the planet, and there are multiple women out there that are super compatible with you. You just haven't found them yet. So take each no as feedback, because a lot of the time it doesn't even have to do with you. Disconnect yourself entirely from the idea of the one, because statistically, most girls that you talk to are not going to be the one. So don't give yourself this false picture, this false reality of that girl being the one, because subconsciously you're setting extremely high expectations. And when that one girl you're talking to doesn't meet those expectations, you're suddenly depressed. But this is to be expected. Again, it's 1 out of every 20 or 40 dates where you're gonna find someone super compatible with you. So disconnect from the frequency of every girl being the one and lower your expectations for every interaction. You need to untether yourself from the fear and guilt frequency that's associated with thinking that every girl you talk to is the one, because that is exactly what keeps nice guys stuck for years and years and years without getting the results they want. You need to recognize that every action you take with women is data, and it's not a judgment of your worth. Disconnect your sense of self-worth entirely from the outcome outcome of your interactions. I could get rejected 100 times and that wouldn't make me less of a man. So listen, the difference between you and the guys that pull high quality women consistently isn't just luck. It's not height either, and it's not their bank account. Your first step is to master these 10 mindset strategies and embody a higher spiritual frequency. Stop being the nice guy that plays by everyone else's rules because he wants to conform, and become the not nice guy that I'm talking about. Someone who lives by his own code, who overrides his guilt and fear, and who consciously designs his own reality in dating. No amount of pickup artist gimmicks or texting gimmicks are going to get you that desired outcome that you want. Changing your attitude and your energy and your approach to dating on a spiritual level is what is going to get you that desired outcome that you want. And if you want to break out of your nice guy behaviors and achieve your desired reality with dating as fast as possible, just like we did for Carl, Elias, and Eric, book in a consultation call below and we'll see how we can help you.